Hey everyone, this is Mark, the developer of Deep Space Chess. I want to give you all a little tutorial or how to play on Deep Space Chess. I'm going to use local play, and that just means I'm using both teams. And I'm going to break this down, I guess, a little bit like how people talk about traditional chess. There's kind of an early game, a mid game, and then an end game. And of course, this game's a lot like chess. You'll see you start with um, less pieces than you would in chess. Each team starts with the equivalent of three pawns and a king, and you can move all your pieces on a single turn. That's probably the biggest difference for deep space chess. And you'll see if you select one of these pawns, you can actually build structures down here. There's a miner or a solar panel, and it's kind of like pawns are like villagers in modern strategy games. They can gather resources. That's why I put this pawn here on the crystal tile, because that generates one crystal per turn. And then once you have two crystals, you can build a miner, which generates two crystals per turn for your team. I'll move the red team up here. And you can see now we're slowly getting some crystals here. Just one crystal. Maybe blue team waits. We're not going to build anything. Red team's going to go over here towards the other crystal. And end their turn. Not too much movement here in the early game. Blue just built a miner here. Now they're going to generate two crystals per turn. And you'll see that red highlight. That means I can attack or take that red pawn over there if I want. Which I'll do that to show you guys. That way it prevents them from attacking my miner. Go to red team. Maybe they build another pawn over here. They want to have two tiles controlled. And that's kind of the early game. You're kind of just establishing control of crystal tiles and building up your resources in your army. Next, we'll skip ahead to some mid-game. All right, we've jumped ahead to the mid-game here, I would call it. Both teams have gotten resources. Now I've skipped a lot of turns, so they have a little bit more resources than you normally would. But both teams has been building up their army, starting to have some more advanced units out on the field. And you'll see that red has built a solar panel. Now, solar panels are different from miners. You can build them anywhere, and they just generate or increase your team's energy level by 1, which is the lightning bolt there. And that has allowed the red team to build a rook. As you can see, rooks cost 1 energy level, while queens cost 2 energy level. And something interesting about buildings, they're a little different than units. Let's say red's team's not paying attention, blue team moves onto red's solar panel. So they're attacking the red building or the red solar panel. You actually have to hold that tile for a whole turn. In this case, red doesn't have a way to defend the attack. Maybe they move back here thinking they can get this bishop, but blue has controlled that tile for a whole turn. Boom. This red solar panel is destroyed, and the red rook is powered down, which means red team has 0 energy now, and rooks or queens would be powered down, which means they can't move, and they're an easy target. So that's kind of the mid game of deep space chess, is you're building up your army, or you have more of an established army, starting to build advanced units, and you're starting to look for weaknesses in your enemy's position. All right, we've skipped ahead to the end game or late game of this match. You can see red's looking pretty bad. And ignore, again, the crystals. I've just kind of skipped turns to make this setup for the tutorial here. But what you're trying to do, kind of like similar to regular chess, you're trying to checkmate the commander. Or in some cases, you can actually terminate the commander, means actually take them, and that can happen in kind of a situation called discovered check, like from traditional chess. But anyways, here we have red. They're kind of in a bad spot here. Maybe they build something desperate here. Well, blue can take the rooks and begin the attack here. Red's running out of rooms to move. Let's say maybe they go this way. You can see this will end up being the traditional ladder mate here. Move both rooks into position, and boom. The king is attacked and trapped. And that's what you call a commander capture. That's the equivalent to checkmate in chess. Now there's a couple other ways to win, like commander termination, where you actually take the commander, which can happen in scenarios where you're moving all your pieces around. And also, you can win the game if the other team runs out of time. You can see the timers up there at the top. It's traditional kind of 10 minutes per side chess. Time control. And that's kind of it. Yeah, you can think about the game in terms of an early game where you're just moving your units, starting to gain crystals and energy. And then the mid game, you're building units, attacking the enemy's crystal and energy positions. And then the late game or end game where you're trying to overwhelm the enemy's commander. Thanks, I really hope you enjoy playing Deep Space Chess.